What up? What up? What up?
What up? What up? What up? And that intro gets me every single time.
What now?
That intro gets me every single time.
Oh, I had to turn you up a little bit. Yeah, it gets me. It's still funky. Every time I listen to it, it's still funky, funky, funky.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I know we waiting on some young lads to get in here, but
Mm-hmm.
welcome guys to another episode of Two DJs in a Mic.
Yes. And a mic.
Yes, in a mic. Uh, man, so how did your week go last week, bro? Your
Man,
week?
week was good, man. I like I tell everybody, I think I did one of my best weddings ever, man. And the bride has shown it by every post she's made this week. Uh-oh. Then of course my daughter gonna call in the middle of this. Uh want something. But I have to hit her back. Yeah, but no, it was good, man. Everything was good. I felt oh God, that girl.
Yeah, you want to mute for a moment?
No, no, no. Go ahead. I'm gonna tell her I'll call her back in a minute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw what you post in regards to the wedding. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that
Yes.
seemed like it was going down.
Oh, I haven't even posted any of the videos, man. It's bananas.
Yeah.
It was bananas.
So how does that make you feel when you have that type of situation?
How does it make me feel?
Hmm.
To be uh I mean, I'm just doing my job. That's what I'm there to do. So it
Yeah,
is.
I know that's what you're there to do, but when you get a good report from them, or you know, they're saying what they're saying, and you see them doing what they're doing. How does it make you feel?
It's a natural, it's just a DJ high, I guess you could call it. It's what we it I mean, you get into it as she wrote in her thing, she didn't like a mean DJ, and I was happy, having a good time, enjoying, I was like, it was just good, man. From the time I hit play on the first record to I told them they had to go home. It was just a nonstop party. It was really good, man. Really, really good. Both of my weddings, even the one that was 9 hours, was good. And the bride, 11:45, she's still out there getting it in.
Oh, not the Baptist match.
Well, I know when she went home, she was out of gas, but I mean, she was getting it in, bro, getting it in.
Mm, mm.
Yeah. So, yeah, man.
Yeah, it's nothing like them, man. It's nothing like them. It's always fun.
Hmm.
That kind of situation where
Yeah.
your creation is creating a sea of emotions.
Oh yeah.
You know, good emotions at that.
Hmm.
So that's
Yeah.
always a good thing.
Yeah. It was good, man. It was a great week. What about you? What'd you do this weekend? You do anything this weekend?
Yeah, I was at BH Lounge, and I did.
Did we lose your mic, Mike? I can't hear you now. You totally, totally silent over here. Now you're gone altogether again. You didn't mute yourself or nothing, did you?
No, can you hear me now?
I can.
Yeah, my mic battery ran down. So uh, yeah, but anyway, um, I did a 50th birthday party at Epic, the water park. They have a theater,
Mm-hmm.
and, and the theater has stage. They have sound. Uh, upstairs, downstairs, nice facility.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the event was really good. I knew when they had tables everywhere and there was no dance floor that it wasn't going to be that type of situation, that my music would act as like filler music, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
But still, with that being said, they were still dancing by their tables and so forth. And she had a comedian, and she also had a band that was there to perform.
Oh
So,
boy.
and the event was from 5 to 9. So I ended up playing for about a little bit under 2.5 hours. But it was still good. Everybody enjoyed it. Everybody had a great time. They raved about it. So it was good. And BH Lounge is always fun. It's, of course, there's always a band there.
Mm-hmm.
But it was fun. We had a pretty nice crowd. I was playing something, man. And I'm trying to remember. I think I was playing Best Friend by Brandy.
Uh-huh.
And so the crowd out there was like, older crowd around our age, mostly. And something hit me. I said, man, and I felt like being a scientist. I said, you know what? I'm going to play Boys in the Hood and see what happened.
Oh boy.
Oh, it was pandemonium.
Bananas.
It was pandemonium, and it was right before the band went up.
Got back up again. So you're trying to kill their vibe. Now
they were going up for the first time.
Oh, okay.
So the funny thing with it was so it had such a great effect that when they came up, they did like 3 rap songs.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he did Gangsta Party.
Ain't nothing but a gangster party.
Oh yeah. So it was really good.
Yeah, cool. Well, we got to jump into it, man, because my daughter bugging me. I got to do something with her at 8:30. So let's jump on into it, man.
I don't know who we got out there, but
I see Mario is on. I don't know who else on. Got a few other people. Y'all make sure you say hello. But we're gonna jump into topic number 1, which is the Big Give. Don't forget, the Big Give is Sunday morning, 10 a.m. at Cracker Barrel in Arlington off 360. Come on out, support a good cause. Let's put a smile on somebody's face. Let's have some, have some fun, get some eats. Just make it fun, man. Have a good time and
sit down and have some
fun. And I don't know if you've ever been before, but the look on that person's face when we tell them we're about to give them however much we raised to give them is the first guy. He cried, man. He just broke down like a baby. Last year, she was the one we did last year. She was a little different. She was surprised, happy. I think she didn't want to show it, but the first guy, man, he was overjoyed. I didn't know what I was going to get my mom. It was like he got me. So, he had big Jorge about to cry over there because it was just really beautiful. But so it's fun. It's a good thing. The Big Give. So come on out, support. If you can't make it out, please donate. I put the links in there. You can Cash App. You can send your money. Zelle, however you want to send it. Just let me know that you did, and so I can make sure I write it down and we give it to them. But Chris already donated. James donated. So we got a few folks that's already donated. So just want to thank everybody who has had a chance. It's 9 a.m., 9 p.m., 9 a.m. It's 9 a.m., 9 a.m. No, it's what did I put, man? You got me.
You put 10 p.m.
It's 10 a.m.
So which one is it?
It's 10. Let me look at what I put.
Make sure. So if I got to make a change, because
we ain't gonna make no changes. Let me look. I can look at it right here. Oh dang, it's 9 a.m. My bad. It's 9 a.m.
Yeah, I thought it was 9 a.m., but I said, well, maybe let's get that right on there.
I got it. 9 a.m. My bad, y'all. I'm trying to get an extra hour of sleep. because I got a midnight end party, but I'm gonna be there bright and early, 8:30. I'll be there, 8:45. I'll be there. But that's the big give. We're gonna have a good time. Come on out. Thank you, Corey, for tuning in again, man. And we just trying to push the record down the road, brother. Push the turntable down the street, trying to make it better for everybody. But so that's the big give. If you're out of town, please send in, donate if you can. If you can't, I understand, but we really want to try to get to $1,000 this year. So, you know, I ain't gonna make no promises like I'll match whatever we get, but we're gonna get close, and I'm gonna do what I can to make sure we get there.
Yeah. So for all you out of towners,
I want to make sure we get, give somebody a great Christmas present. But yep.
So for all you guys that are not in town, or you're doing something that particular day, even if it's 10, 20, 25, 30.
Oh man, it means so much to like I said, the first guy, man, he broke down in tears crying because it was just like I didn't know if I was gonna be able to buy anything, and he said, now I can go shopping when I get off work today. So
that's a great thing.
Yeah, so all right, so I know you probably been watching these videos and doing all of this, and I've checked out a couple. What are your thoughts on the Rane 4, Mike?
Well, unfortunately, I haven't had the opportunity to really dive in there.
Mm-hmm.
But my thoughts on it, it seems like it's going to be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
But me and you talked about this before. Now, one thing that I don't like is it seemed like they took away the motorized platter.
And I can't figure that out. Hopefully, that might make me want to go to Mobile Entertainment Expo just to talk to Rane and ask them, hey, where's the engineer? Can somebody tell me why y'all took away the motorized platters?
Because that was the thing that sold me on the Rane 4.
Yeah. But maybe it's something with technology that they...
I don't care what it is in regards to that. But overall, man, it seems like they made a wonderful device that for those that like to play with the stems and do different things, it's going to be great.
Okay.
And I know some people, they're kind of anti-creative or however you want to look at it. They feel like it's too much. But I think it's a great addition, to what we do. But like everything, you have to have balance. You can't go in STEM in everything that you got to have balance. Make it make sense.
Just like you just sent me a clip of something you did, just to think about the creativity of what I could do with it, though. I could take this out of that, and I could almost make an instrumental out of anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or I could turn it into an acapella. I could, you can get your own acapellas without having to search for it. You can get a little bit of everything without even having to look for it. You're good to go. So I think it's a great tool, man. Like Lindy said earlier, man, they got you wanting to spend more money. But I wonder why they added the 4 channels. Anybody said why they added the 4 channel, or was that a request, or?
Well, I think that was a problem with some of the people, even with the Rane 1. A lot of people complained about why is it not 4 channels, because they want to be able to hook up other things to it.
A couple turntables or iPad or something.
Mm-hmm.
To have a little safety net if something goes wrong. I
can a lot of these other boards, the bigger boards, they have 4 channels. So it's and also if you looked at some of the videos, they show where you do the stem split, that the up and downs on the 4 channels, that you're able to control some of the stems with the up and down. They show where you do the
oh my goodness,
the stem split. Where did that come up and down stems with the up and down? They show.
Yeah, that's wow. I'm sorry. I was trying to switch that over to another screen, and it turned it on the replay on Facebook as I'm watching the comments. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I'm like, is that me?
That's you. But
Well,
yeah, it looks really interesting. I'm trying not to watch it and look too much. I watched the video that Nick Spinelli did, but
I know you. I know you're trying to stop yourself from going in your
man,
pocket.
I'm trying to tell Record Box, hey, come on, man, come on. They talking about another 2 years for us.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Ray? I know every time I seen you something, it'd be like a gut punch.
It do, man. I'm like, okay, y'all know I want this because I was getting ready to play some stuff tonight, man. And I was ready to, I was getting in there. And then you sent me that little clip. I was like, man, because I said I could have did this with this. I'm already thinking about what I could do and play with it, but I know a lot of people are not thinking. What's up, Ray? That's the new guy. I met him last night at a networking VAA Vendors Alliance Association. Ray DJ for us. He came all the way from San Antonio. Now, this is somebody who knows how to get into a market. So he volunteered to come all the way from San Antonio to DJ a Vendor Alliance Association just so he could start knowing people. And he called me this morning, man. I wish I'd have knew. I would have stayed and went to NACE. So that's how you come into a new area. And plus,
love that, Nate.
make some good friends that's gonna help you and not put you, not try to keep you out the game. But this is a place of being welcome. So we're gonna try to do our best to, I'll do my best to help you get into the game. So, and do what I can, as long as they say, you prove yourself to be worthy of that help. But yeah, man, I'm trying to stay away from that Rane for brother, because Rane one either. Well, that might put the other ones on sale. I might get one then I'll be behind, but at least I have it.
Well,
it's $2,000, man, because every time you get a new controller, you got to get a new case, and that's $2,000.
Yeah. Well, I don't have no intentions on grabbing the Rane 4.
That's what you say. Then I'll be getting a message. I got something coming in today. What you talking about, Mike? Oh man, it's time for a new one. Yeah, but like you told Linda, and my wife always says, you're gonna always need a phone, you're gonna always need a car. Might as well have a good one.
Mm-hmm. Corey asked a question.
Might as well have a good controller too.
Yeah. Corey, who are you referring to? Are you referring to both of us? I'll go ahead and answer it.
Okay.
My preferred is Serato. Oh. And it's not because I won't use any of the others. I've used all of them, but I just prefer Serato because that was the first one that I started using. But I've had the opportunity to play with all of them, and I can use either or. So for me, it's not one of those things where I'm just anti Serato and forget all. No, it's not that. I just use Serato, but I will use anything that you put in front of me.
Yeah. So I put mine in there too so you can read it. But what it was, I was using Serato. Serato's fine, love it. Record Box has a few things that I like better. I think its search is better. I think it has a few little things that I like better than Serato, but I'm using Record Box because I wanted the DDJ 1000. I fell in love with that piece of equipment. I have 2 of them, so I mean, I love it. To me, before they came out with the Ranes with the moving turntables, to me it was the best one that was out there. But I'm just currently using Record Box. I've used Serato. I've never used Virtual DJ or any of those other ones. It's just been turntables. I went from turntables to Denon, whatever Denon had, whatever that little system they had. Then I went from there to Serato. So, but both of them are fine. Either one is fine. Like I said, I just think its search is better. What up, Jorge? He in the building. What's up? He's in the building. What's up? What's up for everybody in the building? Thank y'all for jumping on and listening in. If you got something to say, want to ask a question, just throw it in the chat.
Gio.
Yep. Yeah. That's what's stopping. You're right about that. No, $2,000 is stopping me. But I don't know. I had somebody ask me about buying something because I got a Serato controller too, an old Z2. That's just sitting down there. It looks beautiful, nice and
Well,
clean.
we haven't
I
had the
might do it and put
opportunity.
skins on it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I might
we
do it.
haven't had the opportunity to do the garage sale yet because
Yeah,
the
yeah,
weather.
yeah. And plus, my wife has a controller that has a record box, so I'm just used to it now. So I
Don't
don't.
bring two piece in this.
Yeah, she's got her own controller too, but yeah. So what's
DJ
next on the
got a
hot
cat.
topics, Mike? I think the Rane 4 is nice though. It's gonna be lovely. It's lovely. It's just not for Jeffrey at this moment.
Yep.
I don't want to go into debt no more. Yep. So I don't know why this came to mind today, or I was thinking about this about validation and what it takes for us to feel validated. Yeah, that's great. I don't know if it's better from your clients, from other industry people, or from your peers. I probably would say, you know what, you shouldn't even expect it from your peers because some, but is it sincere? Oh man, you're great, man. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What's your thoughts on that?
It made me think about a lot of things.
It makes you think.
Validation. One, it made me think, am I missing something? Do I honestly believe that I am what I am? That was the first thing it made me think about.
Mm-hmm.
And not saying that you don't, I don't, I don't look to see if my clients are happy or that doesn't make me feel good or anything like that, because it does make me feel good. But the actual validation, I don't really never expect it from my peers because a lot of people have such a hard shell that they think that it weakens them to tell somebody that they're doing something good. So when I do get it, I appreciate it, and it says a lot about the individual who gave it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. I mean, I know I've told you before that I know we've talked about stuff
Yeah,
like
we talk about a lot of
that. Just like I met Ray last night, he was doing his thing on the tables. Now, I mean, you got the skills to pay the bills from, just from what you did, but you know, just because we can do certain things don't mean it translates into being, a good DJ in other ways too. So, and you have to see somebody in different actions. The ability to have a client pay for your
your
art.
part.
What is he talking about?
Oh, you talking about validating your point?
Validation. No, not that. We talking about just validation from your peers. Hey, you're a great DJ. Hey, you're good at this. You're good at that. Just that kind of validation, Jorge, or from a planner or a venue. Just stuff like that. Where do we seek it from, and when is it really sincere, or when do we think it's really, honest from somebody? That's what I'm saying. So I just thought about that because I think me and Mario were talking about it. He brought it up Sunday about validation, and we were talking about it at the gala. So, but
I will say this, Jeff.
mm-hmm.
I think it's important for us in the industry, just as just people, period. We need to learn how to give people their props and and be able to say these things and not feel like it lessens us or weakens us. If you see somebody that's doing something good, it's okay to say, man, hey, I really appreciate that. That was great. I like what you're doing. Keep up the good work. It's nothing wrong with that because you never know how that may change somebody's life or push them to even push harder to be greater than what they are. You know, uh, and we do it to our kids, and we do it to people that that are close to us. Let's learn to do it to people that's not close to us as well, and not worry about, well, what is he gonna say if I say you're doing good? It's not about what he say. It's about you being honest and just congratulate someone when you see something.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure I do. I don't mind telling somebody or you. Well, but you know what? I can tell you. You can tell when somebody validation. You can tell different kinds of validation. People watching you, paying attention, looking over your shoulder, all that kind of stuff, or just hanging around, just looking, not really saying nothing. Sometimes you can tell good, sometimes you can tell bad. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, and this is all about inspiration. And I mean, if I think you did a good job, I'll tell you. I mean, like, hey, one time I thought my younger brother, who I taught everything I know, was better than me. He made me get back in the lab and go to work because he was doing some stuff with the, right when we switched to CDs, the little things with CDs, he was doing some stuff on them things that was blowing me away. I said, man, I got to get back in the lab. This kid he didn't call me and tried to pass me. So yeah, you got it. I told him, he said, no, I'll never. I said, well, right now you are better I think you're better on those than I am. So I'll give you your props. If I think you're doing good work, I'm gonna tell you, hey, I've told other people, hey, I like, certain things. And like I say, I don't look for negative. I try to take away positive from everybody. There's no need to, what you're doing wrong. There's no reason for me to beat you across the head if you suck. I'm gonna try to give you something that's gonna, pull you up and make you go fight further. So no, there's no need to keep it. And I think a lot of people are afraid, industry-wise, like other industry folks, to tell you because they got their boys or their partners they working with, and they don't want to let them, they don't really want to say you better than who they working with all the time.
And none of that should matter because better, worse, all of that is a matter of what you do.
Yeah, what I'm saying, no, okay, you hear, like, say I'm out doing a photo booth and I hear hot garbage. But this person is on top of the world, or they are all, but then you keep calling that person. So what are you saying?
Yeah. Well, on the flip side of that, we're talking about validation. And thank you, Corey. I appreciate that. On the flip side, we have to be big enough to not just be able to accept validation, but to criticism. And when someone is trying to show us something, not insults, but criticism.
Yeah.
Or sometimes people insult you instead of, and I'll say it this way. It's one thing to say something about what you may or may not like what a person is doing. Okay, that's fine and dandy. But if you don't have a solution, why don't you just hold that thought?
You're right about that. And I'll give you a good example. When we got into the pandemic and I started dropping mixes, and you and Patrick both said little things to me. And, I didn't take it wrong. I just said, you know what? I need to do something with that. I need to work on that. And I mean, it wasn't criticism. Y'all didn't just climb all over. You just said, these are little things Pat told me, these are little things you need to do to make it even better than what it is. So, of course, I incorporated that, and now it's, it's even tighter. So, I mean, even if you got it, you can do certain things. It still don't hurt to keep trying to improve and listen to what folks saying and take stuff, like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because for myself, like, and we share stuff. Hey, I did this, I did that. When I share stuff with people, it's not to necessarily get accolades or this or that. I'm sharing it. Hey, Jeff, listen to this, because I'm more concerned with what you heard that you felt like, hey, Mike, you should have did this or did that, because those are the things that I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I'm looking to be better than what I am. And in order to do that, I have to let other ears hear it, because I may be hearing one thing and you may hear it in a whole different way that opens me up to a whole different universe.
Yeah, you're right. But I'm gonna tell you, probably the best validation, don't nobody have to know about it but you, is to hit the red button and record yourself live. That will tell you exactly where you stand.
Yeah.
Exactly where you're at, how you're doing, how you sounding. It'll tell you everything you need to know. So,
And
If
with
you
that,
really want validation or you want a real true critique, and as soon as you start party time or introductions or something like that, just hit the red button and go back and listen to it. Well, and of course, we all know we could have did stuff better. You know where you should have did something different or said something different just by listening back to it. But to me, that would be your strongest part of, it's not validation, but it's just ego check. Because every now and then I record this live setting, oh man, I could have did this better. But you're live. It's not rehearsed. It's not laid out. It's live. It's in the moment. So, there's gonna be some, you're gonna be some catching up. Running that, speeding that table up or slowing that table down or something. Or, I should have said this, or I should have said that. I shouldn't have said that. Or I left, said somebody's name. But that'll give you a true form of validation for yourself. Nobody has to tell you anything. You can listen to that and validate your own parking ticket.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah, but so as we keep this ball rolling, it's a good night. We're rolling. I don't know. I always wonder about this because even before I got a controller with two mics on it.
Hold on, but Jorge said validation is hearing guests singing as they are leaving. That tells me you left a mark on them. I agree, Jorge.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
Or can I get a card?
Yes. Numerous. Can I get?
Can I get a card?
Can I get? Or
if they got their bow tie around their neck, they tie around their neck and they sweat down their back, you've done your job. So there's a lot of things. Like you say, even if they're not dancing, they patting their feet, but they had a good time and they really enjoyed the music. They ain't gotta sweat and kill themselves just to, to know that you did a good job. You just gotta do your thing. Yeah, but all right, jumping into this next one. Do you use an external mixer for a boost for your mics, Mike?
Sometime.
Okay. Why?
And it's not a boost per se. It's just I've used it depending on, okay, I need to have more mics and my controller doesn't have enough connections.
Okay. All right. So that's why you use it.
Yes, I've used it more for that.
Okay.
But I've had, and I think I've shared this with you, where I told you I wanted to get the Yamaha mixer that has auto tunes on it.
Oh boy.
Yes. And I found that to be, I'm like, man, I wonder how it would sound if I sound like T-Pain announcing my couple.
Don't do it, Mike.
Hey, it may fit some situation. Roger Trapman did it and made millions. Jorge said, when I want to record my set without me hearing me speak.
Well, you can turn it on in your controller. There's a thing you can go turn on to hear your microphone in your recordings too. I don't know if you're saying that when I want to record my set without me hearing me speak. You can do them without speaking or with them, but I think sometimes you need to hear what you're saying too, so see how it sounds to your audience, what you're saying to the people. Your diction, how's your pronunciation, how inflection, your attention. How are you? Will it grab your attention because you're listening to it, or do you sound like a little squeaky mouse and ain't nobody in the room paying any attention to it? Just stuff like that. Just sometimes to listen to it, to hear how it sounds. But I'm one of those ones. I never use unless I'm doing, like you say, for external with 5-6 mics. But then I'm really not DJing. I'm kind of like doing sound for somebody.
Yeah.
But even when I had one microphone on my controller, I still didn't like to use another mixer. I mean, another one. I just passed the mic-y on the left-hand side. And walk to my guest, hand in the mic, get it back. But I don't know why. That has never been a thing that I wanted to have. I needed another mixer to boost my mic.
And I'm gonna tell you one thing that has made it a no for me. I don't like the way it looks on the table.
With all that stuff up there?
And how with my, because I'm real big on that, I want it to look clean. And sometimes I don't like the way that looks. The mixer just sitting there. to me, it just kind of throws off everything. So when I do use it, I try to hide it the best way I can because I don't like the way that it looks.
Wow. I've never heard that one. I think it's, to me, it's just something else to set up. So I'm like, why do I need to go through something else when I already got something that's perfectly good already? So, but I mean, like I said, a lot of people say they don't feel like it's loud enough. Maybe we need to do a sound test on that when we all get together one time, hook up the same controller, and then do it with a mixer and without a mixer, and check the mic levels. Just to see how it is. That's the only way you can really tell. And then people, again, you can't. I don't think it would make a difference through a recording, but just listen to it and see. Walk around the room and, or go somewhere in your house and do it with a mixer without, and listen to it and see if there's a difference. I think I don't know. I don't think it's necessary, but that's just me. I got a big mouth, so I don't need a boost, I don't think, and don't need no help, as my wife says, scaring people when you make announcements. Yeah.
Why do you prefer it with a mixer, Mario?
Yeah, that's a good question. I use it when I have several zones of speakers. The scenes, yeah.
And I agree with that.
I mean, but like I said, that's when I use it, when I'm doing something where I need more, to be able to send stuff, or do, you're doing monitors, or you're doing whatever you're doing, I use it then. But if I'm just doing straight gig or wedding or whatever, and I got 2 inlines for my mics, why do I need, if I got a third mic, I might hook up a mixer, or I know I'm having somebody sing and play guitar at the reception, then I might do it. Like, I had a wedding Friday, which really ticked me off. Get there, thank the Lord that I have it. I had to do 3 lapels. They had 3 ministers. So I had to mic one official that was ordained, the other one wasn't ordained, and then they had somebody speaking Spanish. So I had to mic all 3 of them. And I was like, but I didn't say no, I just did my job, But I was like, nobody told me this. So what if I didn't have it? Then y'all, and I hate for people to have handhelds at weddings. I just think that takes. But if that's what the minister likes, or the officiant, fine with it. But he said it gives it. I say try it without and see if there's. Yeah, I think it does give you more headroom, but I don't feel like it's necessary just for headroom if you're not. Well, that's me. That's me.
Well, and I'm gonna say this to that. This is just another one of those topics where it's all about preference. And that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it. Whatever is your straight line, do your straight line, and it's not a problem.
Yeah. Agree. But like I say, I just, like you say, to me, it's more work. I don't need to run another wire to something else when I can just go straight to my speakers and straight to the back of my controller. I don't want to run no wires over here. I'm like, no, let's just do this. Because I even, like, my wife had her controller, it doesn't have, the ones that's computer powered. So, it.
Yeah, RCA.
Yeah, so you just got to go straight. You got to go straight out of there to a mixer, because it only has one microphone jack, and the down microphone jack is in the back of the controller. So, I mean, the volume control. So, when I use hers, when Serato and Rekordbox did all that stuff with that made me so mad for the longest. You know how they updated and they didn't tell you, and if you update
the drivers were it was fighting.
You got beat down, you got flushed. So from November to February, I was not able to use my DDJ 1000 because I upgraded it. Doing a wedding, stuff started going backwards, started doing this, started doing that. Got up the next morning in the hotel, gonna do my gospel show, stuff going backwards, stuff doing this. Call Rekordbox. Oh, there ain't nothing we could do because Apple did this. So,
dude, one of my decks that it just stopped working.
Oh, it was crazy. I was doing a live show here on during pandemic, just going. I mean, like, what the heck? What is going on? So yeah, it's just but okay. Get a mic duplicator from AV Lifesaver. Mic duplicator. All right, we'll put that in the notes. Make sure you post that link in the group, sir. Thank you. A mic duplicator from AV Lifesaver. Yeah, but yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna have to try it and see. I know it'll probably give you more because you got a little bit of boost on the mixer.
Oh yeah.
And
it gives you more headroom.
8 to 10 watts or whatever it is. It ain't a whole bunch, but it's doing something.
Yeah.
But
and it may give you a better sound depending on the board. Because, and I'm gonna tell you this is another discussion.
Okay.
And I know we don't have a lot of guys on, but are any of you guys familiar with the Go Rack?
The Go Rack?
Yes. Go Rack.
What's that?
Okay, that is a device that you can run your equipment through, and it gives you a better quality sound. And it will give you a little boost, but the sound, when you hear your equipment on that Go Rack, it will throw you off.
Wow.
It'll mess you up because of how good it sounds. And they were making these years ago, and all of a sudden they just disappeared. And now if you find one, it's going to cost you like $200 or $300. And when I got it, I only paid $50 for it. Wow. And it's about this big.
It was a little black box, right?
Yeah. And I'm gonna step away. I'm gonna step away for a moment, and I'm gonna go grab it so I can show it to you. Show it to everybody.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Hey, that was a good idea, there, Jorge. Sir, thank you for dropping that in there. Yeah, and of course, quality of equipment is gonna make a difference there, Mr. Brad, DJ Mario B. Yeah, Barry and Bert. That was my first powered speaker, and they would clip out at about 5. So yeah, it's Behringer to Mackie to Yamaha, whatever you're using, it's gonna make a difference in the quality of sound. And it's nothing against that equipment. It's just things are built different, as they should all say. Send y'all a picking messenger. Okay, Jorge. But let me see it and see if that's the one I was talking about. Yep. Yeah, it ain't gonna give you a good picture, Mike, because of that background. It's looking at it, but I know exactly what it is. I remember that. They had them on sale for like $49 or something like that. I should have got one, but I never did get one. I didn't figure out what I really needed one.
Well, I'm going to let you use it so you can hear it, and I guarantee you it's crazy.
Okay, all right.
It's crazy. You'll hear bass.
I was accepted.
Yeah, you will hear bass in songs that you didn't even know had bass.
Wow. Yeah, I remember people talking about those, and
they're really good.
Yeah.
I just don't use it as much because you know how you was talking about, man, this is another piece of equipment I got to hook up. So sometimes it's like, man, I don't feel like putting that thing up.
Yeah, but I mean, I thought it was something you could run at the end of your speakers at different places. You could do it in different locations that made it easier on you. Yeah. All right, I'll have to look into one of those, especially when you're doing something that needs a really, really good quality sound. Thanks, Jorge, for sharing that. That was a good. See, that's what I mean. We always get good topics. If we get people in here, we get stuff that we didn't think about talking about that we can jump into. Yeah, but that's like you say, it's really a personal preference, and it's up to you. But Cedric asked that question, so I thought I would bring it up in this week hot topic. So there we go. Yeah. All right, what else you got? What else you got?
DJ Hutch on the scene.
Who was that?
DJ Hutch on the scene. Garrett.
What's up?
Yeah, I know, Jorge.
Yeah, they've been this.
You got
to hit eBay. We're going to hit eBay and find us one.
Yeah, you got to find it on eBay, and
I'll be on a mission after y'all said that tonight to try it out and see how it sounds.
Yeah. And the price is like they discontinued.
They a rare item now, and you just got.
I'm telling you, it's a rape session.
Oh, okay, yeah. Wow. Maybe I won't look for one. Maybe I'll just borrow yours indefinitely. Because you don't use it no more.
I'm not. I'm not for certain, Mario. I'll have to look into the BBE sound enhancer and look at it, and then I could better answer that question. I'm
What is
not
yours?
familiar
What
with
was
that.
yours called, Mike? What was that one you had called?
It's a Go Rack DBX
Who was it made by?
Go Rack.
All right.
Mhm.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Yeah, you see it, don't you? Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
yeah. I can get a cool 400 for this.
I don't know about that much, but you could get close about 250 for it.
I'm telling you.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
There's one right there. I just posted one. Use that Guitar Center for 200.
yeah. I'm
200
telling
bucks. Wow. That's wow.
you.
And it's not rack mounted, so it's easy to place. You can put it at the end of your mixer, going out to your speakers, wherever. So do you
Yeah.
run it through your board straight to your mixer, or do you run it?
You
What do
run it.
you do?
You run it to your mixer,
Mhm.
and you run.
Out the speaker out through it.
Yeah, you run it. No. You run the speakers to here, and
Uh-huh.
then you run this to the mixer.
To wherever either your controller or your mixer.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
All
Mhm.
right, we're gonna have to cop that from you. Yeah, we're gonna have to
And you
check
can
that.
also run your mics to it. They have mic inputs.
Yeah, you probably can boost them with that too, huh?
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Wow. All right. So I know you didn't go, but we're gonna jump into a gala review and just talk about it. I think I don't know if there's any way to make them better, or if it's it's kind of just an award show. And I mean, it was pretty good. We had Chico get on, Mike Kiss got on. They did some Afro beats and Latin sets, and Mike Kiss, Brian, Chico, who was the other one? And Trishawn did a set. And
Yeah.
so during dinner, so it was pretty interesting. Rosie Red was the other DJ, and then the winner of everything got on Bowtie DJ, the closing, the after party. But all I'm gonna say is, I think as far as these things go with prizes and other stuff, they need some clear cut procedures or precedent or something way to select. Because I don't know, just I know there's no way to really come up with it. I don't know if it'll ever be fair because somebody loves somebody else more than they love somebody else. It's just it is what it is. But it's good. It's always good to celebrate each other though. Celebrate each other and big shout out to Bowtie for winning DJ of the Year. Sir Jay winning for photo booths, because I told him, I said there wasn't even competition. They shouldn't even put anybody else on there with you because of his social media with his booth is off the chain. And I ain't gonna congratulate, definitely not gonna hate anybody that's boosting a product and making sure you know who it is. I thought that, hey, if he's not staying busy, then shame on people for not booking him with the social media that he's out there. And Bowtie, you can't take nothing away from him. He's solid. He's a great DJ, handling his business. So
Yeah. Gary
anyway,
was
all the other winners, congratulations to all the other winners, everybody that won. I can't remember everybody. I know Sugarlicious won for sweets, and Chef Jolie won. She's off the chain. Ooh, her food is always so good, man. She did some fried grits, Mike.
How do you fry grits?
Man, there's a video out there. I'll send it to you. But she made them, and somehow she got them, and I don't know what she did. Put some cornmeal in them or something, probably. Cut them, put something around them, fried them. Oh my gosh, brother, it was good. It was really good, So, but I tell you what, we need to do. We need to have our own and set a criteria that would be fair for everybody. But
Yeah.
no matter what you do, it's still going to be biased somewhere. So there's no way to, do that. And then,
Well, yeah, you're gonna always have some level of that, but there is a way to minimize that, I would say. And it's just about having a criteria that everybody is aware of and holding to that, and live and die by that.
Yeah.
Now, the people that may be judging or so forth, you just got to make sure, hey, they need to be as you know, you can't have any favorites. Your favorites is based on the numbers. As Jared said, reviews, number of events, reviews, annual profit, etc. Whatever those criteria are, is based on that. And that would be good. I think that's always good, to have something where it rewards people, or businesses for doing what you should do.
Yeah. 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 But yeah, it's tough to set a criteria, and again, I have to give a shout out to my wife. She won a 365 vendor because like anytime they call her, she's there doing whatever. She's, that was cool. So I mean, it was good. It's fun, and it's always interesting to learn.
Garrett and
I mean, I see that,
but I just wanted to say something on that.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I can see both ways of that.
No, that shouldn't even be in it.
Yeah, well, yeah,
money shouldn't be involved because
I agree, because that kind of makes it hard, because some people are on different scales. And that doesn't mean that they didn't do a great job.
No, that don't mean. Yeah, you're right. It don't mean you weren't good because they make a whole bunch of money.
Yeah,
maybe you chose to do 20 events versus doing 200. So.
And profit doesn't make you a good DJ, Mario.
No, it's true.
Right. You got a lot of murderers out there, and they making money.
And we ain't talking about good murderers either.
Yeah, they should be incarcerated for what they're doing.
For stealing money. But yeah, so money shouldn't be one of the criteria. I don't know. What would be 2 criteria you might throw out there? I'm gonna throw you on the spot. You can do the same to me, but I'm just.
Who, me?
Yeah. What would be 2 criteria?
Well.
And don't even think DJ, just think anything in the business, not even just DJ.
Yeah. Well, I think reviews are always necessary.
That's subjective too, man, because you can pay. Some people can pay for reviews.
Yeah. Well, let me finish.
Go ahead. I am, but I got to come at you with my butcher knife. Go ahead.
Yeah. And the hard thing, everything can be subjective,
manipulated.
Even your peers saying, giving their 2 cents or what they think.
Yeah,
it's always going to be, as long as you're dealing with human beings, people can lie.
Yeah.
So
oh God,
that's going to always be the thing. But for me, I would say, and when I say reviewed reviews from your clients, and it's kind of hard for your peers because they're not with you on every event.
Yeah, and you know what? As you say that, you should, if you're really gonna do it, you probably should dig deeper into it. Okay, I got 3 reviews. Hey, you did this wedding. I know it's your client. Give me their phone number. Let me call them and talk to them and ask them what they really say. When it's not being printed on paper and what they really thought of you and how outstanding you were. Let me call 2 venues because they ain't doing a review on you and see how you are, how your vendor relationships are. There was somebody who was saying something about that. If you were trying to get certified at something, they would do vendor reviews and, just do. There's no perfect criteria, but reviews or
And everything, I agree with what Garrett is saying. There isn't one, but at the same time, it's good to put something in place that, something that you just can't stick a bunch of holes through, because people are going to always fault find. That means, I didn't win because such and such. People are going to find that. But you just have to put a committee together and have criteria that the committee will live and die by.
Yeah, and that's the key right there. I think PWG has a new way of doing it that's really fair. Well, it just seemed a little different the way they did it, and it seemed like it was really good. Yeah, and there's, like you said, there's no, and people gonna pick favorites. But as long as the human element is involved in it, there can be shakiness.
Oh, it's gonna always be that, but I just think we still don't allow that to push us to try to do something, because you're gonna always there's always that element. You can say this or say that,
Yeah.
but just be true to your rules or your criteria and
Yeah.
hang your head right there. You know, when you see people that are being showing favoritism, get them out, because it's not about that. You know,
Yeah.
it's not about your homeboy, your homegirl, or your friend, or your business partner, and so forth. You know, and yes, money is there, and people got to make money, but you know, you want to eliminate the things as much as you can that can be used against you when you're choosing someone.
Yeah.
And it's just important. I think when you come with these criteria, it's important to sit people down, not just a couple of people. Sit people down, and you come up with something that is as solid as you can get it. When you try to do it, oh, this is just, well, I'm gonna just do this, and no, get a team so y'all can have a think tank and put together the best criteria that you can.
Yeah. I'll give you a perfect example, just like crosstalk. Before you got in, I would tell everybody, hey, I want to know quarterly who you think is been the most outstanding, who's had a great year, who's done this. And it seemed like the only person that would be watching is me. So, and like I say, it's hard. I mean, if everybody's not paying attention,
Well, when people are not into it, then that just means, and no disrespect, that just means that they're not a part of that process, and you need to have somebody else that's a
but
part of it.
you are, I mean, you're supposed to be part of the process. You know what I'm saying? I sent out things saying, hey, y'all watch, pay attention, see what's going on. If you're going to do a certain job, this is your job. So, I mean, it makes it's really tough though, and I can only see so much. I don't see everything that everybody does, and then some people don't tell you what they do. Some people don't put their stuff out there to know, because before me and you became closer, I would have never known the work that you put in.
Mm-hmm.
So now that we're talking and I see the work that you put in, or I know the work you put in, I have a different perspective on that. So, I mean, it's just tough. It's tough.
Well, it is. I just think when it comes to things like that, it's a buy-in, and
Mhm.
sometimes we do things and we really don't want to do it,
Yeah.
or we only want to do a certain aspect of it. And when we do that, that's not fair. That's not fair to everybody else that may be doing what they should do. And
Yeah.
I think at that point, and like I told you, I said, well, if I can't do it, I'd rather just pull myself out of it.
Yeah.
That way there's no unrealistic expectations, or there's no expectations that are expected of me that I know that I'm not going to do.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not about, well, I'm gonna just keep doing it, I don't want nobody to be mad. No, you're gonna be mad when I don't do it. If you're mad, if I'm man enough to tell you that I don't want to do it and you mad, then that's not on me, that's on you. You got a problem.
Yeah. Yep. So, I mean, I understand, but it's just different things. But before we get out of here, before we close down the two mics, anybody got any questions, anything, any hot topics they want to drop, any questions, anything anybody got on their mind this evening? Well, I will say overall, the gala was great. It was decorated beautifully. The food was wonderful. The atmosphere, the people, everybody, was nice.
Yeah.
Great.
I liked y'all group picture that you, Mario,
And I wish we could have got everybody was there, like Bowtie, Sean, everybody else who wasn't. But when my wife, or I don't know who it was, said, "Hey, y'all come take a picture." It might have been Mario's wife, Tawanda, but said, "Hey, y'all," and it was everybody. All of us were at the same table, and you couldn't go grab because folks were trying to leave, so we just went and took a great picture. But I mean, I won't say it's a necessary evil, but networking. You have to network. You have to go rub elbows, even if you don't like smiling and dialing. You have to, because somebody told me, and I had never thought about this. He said, "Hey, I I networked. I met a lady, and for 2 years it meant nothing. But then 2 years later, she called me, and it turned into a 6-figure thing for me. So just making those relationships, you never know when somebody's gonna need to call or remember you from something, and just networking. It's a necessary thing that we need to do in this business in order to, be known. Not known, just known, your face. Okay, I remember Mike, he was here, he was there. Like I say, what Ray did, driving all the way up here last night from San Antonio to DJ a Vendor Alliance Association, just so he could start to get to know people. He's already coming in, with gonna get a lot of respect from different people, because if you're willing to do that, what are you willing to do to when you get out here and work? Okay, do we have a question? Go have lunch with other, grow your fellowship up. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I like that. And I'm gonna say this. One of the things that I really looked forward to was the events that we had where we all got together. Whether it be luncheons or just the quarterly get-togethers. I really appreciated those because, man, just being able to have conversations with people that are into what you're into, it's a beautiful thing for me. I enjoy it. Yeah. And I agree with Jorge, and I'm going to take you up on that, Jorge, as far as doing exactly that, because that's important. We need to, build a stronger camaraderie amongst each other. We're all doing the same thing, and for the most of us, we love to do what we do.
Yeah.
And what greater joy when it comes to work. When you're doing something that you would do for free in the right situation. You'll do it. This is something that, we laugh and talk all the time. Man, I'm gonna go get in the lab.
I was in the lab earlier today, but that's just yeah. You have to. I mean, even if you don't become friends with somebody, I don't know how I feel about taking folks to lunch, because people can do whatever, and I'll go with you and meet, but whining and
I'm not whining. Hey,
not corporate America.
Whining and dining.
I'm trying to get a deal. I mean, you want a deal, but I just think people, unless they're truly, there has to be something that shows me that we gonna do something together before I do something. Because I'll give you a good example. I got a plan. I wanted to work with her, but I got a phone call. I got a 911 for a wedding, like a week of, but their budget is only $500. Where's all the other DJs that you call before you get down to the 911 DJ? Calling me. What kind of relationship is that building where you only call me when you're in trouble? Instead of calling me when you got a high dollar client, or you got the right one. You know what I mean? So it's just and I had another planner, and I heard this, and this will forever stick with me. How can I use you if I've never seen you? Don't come telling me you want to work with me when I haven't seen your work. So that's I did one of those things about organic relationships, not monetary, not me paying you to give me stuff. A relationship should be organic, where you build them and you get to know each other, and you trust me, I trust you. But we have to build relationships however we want to. So whatever's going to work for us.
And also, I'm gonna say this, Jeff, and I know you got to get ready to go.
No, I'm good. My wife took care of it. I'm good. I feel like talking tonight. Let's go.
Yeah, and I agree with Jorge. You can do that over lunch. One thing that I would say is this, that we have to always be careful with. Let's not take old situations into new situations.
Don't drag the past down the street with
you. Yeah, because sometimes we prevent things from happening organically because we already have a preconceived notion of whatever this or that is. So we have to be careful with that too, and just it's not about that. It's about, okay, I'm gonna be me. And if you choose to be something else, then okay, you just go on. But I'm gonna keep walking down the street, and if I see you walking down the street, and we can have a good conversation and build a relationship, we can walk together. But if not, I'm just gonna walk in a different direction.
Yeah, or
you to be smart.
Yeah,
and I'm cool with that.
Yeah, and yeah, and I think the harder you try, the more they feel. They feel like I don't know. I don't know. It's just so crazy with relationships. That's why I just, like I say, I put my head down. I'm working. If I run into you at an event, that means we were meant to work together. If I never run into you at an event, that means it wasn't for us to cross the same spear. Don't bleed on someone new with the wound you never healed. Yeah, you're right about that. I like that. I ain't never heard that one, but you're right. Don't bleed on someone with the wound you never healed from a past situation. Yep. Yeah.
And that's the only thing I'm saying. It's just, who says that you have to be hurt? You have to make that determination, or you have to be this, or you have to be that. If you decide that that's not what you're going to be in this situation, and you're just going to learn from it and keep it moving, then just learn from it and keep it moving.
Yeah.
And then like, oh man, that dude, there's a snake. Okay, keep going.
Yeah.
I've identified the snake.
Yeah.
Let me keep going and not be affected by the snake anymore.
Any other questions? Anybody got anything else on their mind? Corey, you got anything in your mind if you're still over there? Anybody got anything? It's hot topics. Just throw something at us. We're going to chat about it. Anything.
Yeah. And what's up, Landy? What's up, Lindy?
Lindy.
Boogie in the house.
Boogie
is in the house.
Yeah, we're going to have to get him over from the club sets to the other sets.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. El Boogie working tonight.
El Boogie got a lot of talent over there.
Yeah.
A lot of music in that brain. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Young man with an old mind.
Yeah. Raised on the music.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it looks like we don't have nothing else, Miguel. Unless you got something on your mind that you.
No.
What is that? How many confirmations for Sunday? I have no idea. I will look, Jorge.
Yeah. I'll be there. I'll be there.
But I mean, it's almost like Gus says when it comes to having the meetups. Hey, you have them. Whoever show up. We all learn. We just learn from whoever's there. We can't. If we worry about who's gonna show up, we ain't gonna never get nothing done. So we just have to roll with it, and not be mad. Not be good. But I think that's it. Oh Lord, I'm about to read the wrong thing.
Don't do that.
I done went back to an old topic. But I hope we have at least 10 or 15, Jorge. That would be good. Have 10 or 15 DJs show up and have some good time, have some breakfast, and chop it up, and then give somebody a gift and make their day. I love you that you came with me to that idea, and we've been doing it. This would be our third one. We had to skip a couple of years because of COVID, but it's a beautiful thing, and I love it. It's great. So if you can show up, once again, the big give.
9 a.m. Sunday.
And if you ever want to host or you want to put together a crosstalk meetup, feel free to let me know. Just reach out and say, hey, I want to sponsor it. I want to do the education. I want to just, get the venue, get the location. Feel free to step up and do it. Jorge is done. A lot of people. Josh has hosted one at his church. We all went down to Ennis with April. She hosted one. So, and I'm going to try to put together a calendar for at least 6 months out coming forward.
All right, Jeffrey.
Yeah. What you think about that one? No, before we go, peace.
What's that?
The number of events. I mean,
I didn't see the question. What's the question?
It's in there now. Read it now. You see it?
my battery is low. So.
Oh Lord! It says, "I digress on my comments from Gary. I digress on my comment about profit for criteria, but reviews and number of events should definitely be on the list."
Well, reviews and number of events.
I think you need to do some reviews, but I think it needs to be
well, the number of events, because what if you have a situation where someone only chooses to do 25 events a year?
Well, what if you got a $2 million planner and they only do one event a year? Or 2 events a year, you know, or however they roll. Because I know some that limit themselves to 24, 25. So it just depends. But there's, like you say, there's no perfect criteria. You just have to put one together. And like you say, whatever it is, everybody honestly has to stick to it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And you can't have somebody say, if we do reviews, okay, you need to call these 3 people. You don't even call them. You just read the review that they wrote. How is that going to work? You know, you have to have some integrity involved with this too.
Yeah, and I agree with Garrett. I think if that's something that needs to be on there, then I don't find a problem with it. I just think the reviews and the number of events. I just think it's something that would, in my opinion, require discussion. Let's define that. Let's define what that looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Let's give it a definition and why it's a number of reviews and why it's a number of events and what does that mean?
Yeah. 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 Yeah, it's tough. But if we ever host one or do something, we will come up with a criteria.
And Garrett, you will be on the committee.
Yeah. So you can debate and come up with your criteria and then rationally look at it and go back and think about it and say, okay, that won't work. Because just think, if you're a volume company versus a one-man show, do you just take one of your DJs and count his, or do you count everybody? So it's tough when it comes to different things like that. If you're a planner, they only do, I'm only doing 24 a year and I'm taking off these weekends, or I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything back to back on, every other weekend. So out of 52, I'm only doing 26. So how do you count that when somebody's doing 3 a weekend,
Yeah. All right, guys.
Appointed system, a weight system. Yeah, true. But Mike, as GM would say, hit the theme music, baby. And if y'all have some hot topics, drop them in there next, drop them in, or I read everything, or I try to read everything, and we will see what we can come up with next week. Until next time, same bad channel, same YouTube channel, same Facebook page. Peace.
And I'm leaving now with the Ricky Bobby hand.
Peace, love, and hair grease. Y'all have a good night. We'll chat.